understood my sexuality when I was 8. And I think I knew a little before 8, but really understood at the age of 8. I didn't live a gay life until I was 56.
When I first knew that I was gay, it was when I was late in life, a little later, when I was 14. That's when I really knew. I had a crush on one of my teachers, female, and then I really liked my best friend, and she was female, and that's when I really knew. And then I had to end the relationship as a friend because people started suggesting that I was gay because they knew she was bisexual. So through the years, I suppressed my feelings that I knew I had deep down because of the way the family wanted me to be.
Okay, I was married twice in between 8 and 56. I was married twice, no children, never cared for men, but I was married twice. I wasn't comfortable with men. And the reason I know I was gay, a lesbian, because growing up, I always had relationships. Not relationships, just, play around, dib and dab, until the age of 21 when I first got married. And I didn't dib and dab anymore because I thought, this was it.
So when I was 17 years old, I'd never been with a man, never been with a boy. And I got pregnant at age 17, had my first child. And that was a blessing. I don't regret that. And for 11 years, I stayed with him. We got married when she was 11. And then I got pregnant with my third child, my second child. Yeah, it was a third because I had a miscarriage. So I was pregnant for him 3 times. And that was another blessing. So my daughter, my second daughter, me and my husband broke up. We split when she was 3 years old. So since she was 3 years old, she never saw me with a man.
I had to do some things to live my life, my life with my husband, which was drinking, to suppress, to cover up certain things about me being gay, but not accepting it, or really accepting it, but just not living the life. And not living the life made me depressed.
And I never was happy with him. He was the only guy I ever been with until my first lesbian relationship. So I started to live my truth and know that this is who I am and this is who God wanted me to be. And finally I came out to my family when I was 35 years old. I came out to my family, and so they knew that we weren't just friends, we were in a relationship, and we've been together for 10 years. We moved out here to South Carolina. My father died a year later. That's the reason why I moved out here, to be with my family, because I knew my dad was sick. And my dad knew about my relationship with her. And he always said, before he died, he told her, "You will always be my daughter-in-law," which that tells you my daddy didn't really have good insight, because me and her broke up about 2 years later.
I wasn't happy as a young person, not happy at all, so depression set in. And I divorced my second husband because I was still unhappy. I divorced my second husband when I was 56. Sold my house. Went on Match.com. Met Vina. Fell in love with Vina because she is so sweet and loving. And packed up and moved to South Carolina with Vina, and that's our story. And we got married January the 7th, and God blesses us every day.
So we met, and we fell in love, and she's the best thing that ever happened to me in a relationship. And it's not because she's a woman, it's because she's who she is, and that she's in her truth. And we got married January the 7th on my mom and dad anniversary and his birthday. And the family was there. They supported us. They celebrated our love for each other and our joy for being together.
In my life, religious, Baptist, I didn't hear a lot about homosexual and gay. I mean, like nowadays, here I am, 61 years old, and all I hear, and I'm not understanding, I'm really confused about all of the gay questions and all of the churches, how people are reacting to how I want to live my life. What's the deal about gay? What's the deal about people's being different? I was born this way. It's not a choice. I can't just turn it off. You have preachers in my face when I was growing up, not so much about gay, until I moved to South Carolina. South Carolina is wide open, and I don't know if it's the reason that the problem with gay people, they want to voice it so much now, but I never in my 61 years heard so much. And like I said, I was born this way. If I could change it, I would. But I don't want to. Why should I? So all of the negative people are saying and everything negative, put it aside because you're not bothering anybody but yourself. And I refuse to go to a church, supposed to be a church, that the pastor stand every Sunday and put a man or a woman down. Who are you to condemn others? A preacher should not get in the pulpit and condemn anybody that walked through his door. And that's how I feel.
My life at the church never been good. Every time I walked into a church, I always feel that since I started walking my truth of being who I am, when I walk into a church before now, I used to feel that the pastor was talking directly to me because he's talking about my sexuality. I didn't go to church to hear about sexuality. I went to church to hear about God, Jesus, my Savior, to hear about the love, what Jesus wants us to do, what he wants us to walk. We want us to walk like Jesus, be like Jesus. I go to church for that. I don't go to church for the sex. I don't know about the pastors, what been coming through their head. Why do you always seem that they have to talk about that? So my experience with church was always bad. So I stopped going for many years until Unity Fellowship Church came to South Carolina. And we became the 17th church in our denomination of 18 churches now. And I've never been happier. Some people say, it's a choice. I don't think it's a choice. If it was a choice, if I could have changed my sexuality, I wouldn't, because I am happy. I am happy of who I am. And whether the straight people say they wouldn't change their sexuality, hey, I'm fine with that. I'm not trying to convert you. I'm just trying to live my life. So, pastors, please let us live our life. Let us come to church to find out about God. Let us come to church to get closer to God. Don't let us come to church to talk about sex.